everyone, this is Speculative Cavalier here, and today is Monday, and Monday is obviously about speculation. And today, I didn't want to speculate about all the gaming information and stuff like that. I wanted to speculate about a theory that has been floating around in the gaming industry for more than 3-4 years now. It's already been out there, a lot of people have talked about it, but if you guys don't know about it, then I'm going to talk about it here, so you can find all the information about that theory here. This theory is called as the indoctrination theory. Obviously, you would have seen it in the title or even in the thumbnail even. The indoctrination theory happened in Mass Effect 3 in the end, where the contrition is you can get there's a thing called as you can control your mind and stuff like that, but that's what is a trick, but that's you don't know anything about what you're doing, like that's just a magician's trick. You can just snap out of it quickly, hypnosis. That's just you would lose your entire control of your own brain. But indoctrination is a little bit different. Even if it's made up, it has a rich backstory, a good amount of value of content in there to make you believe that it can happen. Indoctrination is pretty much the enemy just really controlling your brain with you knowing it. So whatever actions you are doing, you know what you're doing. So it's like a torture, pretty much, because you don't want to do the thing, but you would know that, but you cannot do anything about it. So that's indoctrination pretty much. And the Reapers, when they came to the Mass Effect universe, they can indoctrinate people, and they've been doing it for all the cycles, like 50,000 years. Every time around, they come and then they indoctrinate a few people. They control pretty much your government. They pretty much control your science. They pretty much control your military. Everything they control it with indoctrination. So your people control them, and your people is controlled by the Reapers. And everyone knew that indoctrinated people are there in every cycle. So pretty much in our cycle, in the game cycle, obviously your elusive man was already being indoctrinated, and he's being controlled by the Reapers to make a stand, to think that he can control them, but in fact that they are controlling him. So that's the story part of the thing. But the theory actually starts when you get to the end point. So this is a spoiler kind of thing, where if you haven't played the game, I don't know why you haven't played the game, because it's a masterpiece, and it's been like 4 or 5 years. Even a next game has released, so please do go and play. So Mass Effect 3's ending is like you have to take make three choices, and select one of them. So you will have a okay-ish ending. And there is a lot of controversy that surrounds this ending, but I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. It's so big, the controversy is so big, so I don't want to get into that right now. But they obviously fixed the controversy by giving us DLC, the end cut, director's cut DLC, which came out for free, and then they kind of extended the ending. They kind of explained all the mechanisms in which you can understand the story a little bit more. But it was a little bit slap to the face for all the fans that played the game fully, and then they played Mass Effect 1, 2, and even 3. Every decision they take the right way, but when they went to the end, it was like just like that. And certain fans have made up a theory that it is indoctrination that has happened to Commander Shepard, and he been you would have dreams in the game. But obviously, I thought it was emotional, post-traumatic stress disorder for Commander Shepard, because he would see a child dying in front of him by the Reaper. So I thought it was like post-traumatic stress disorder, and he would get dreams because of that. So he will be he cannot sleep, and the kid will be in his mind. So I thought that was the story, but these fans thought that that's not the case. Like the kid was obviously intruding in his mind for indoctrination. So obviously in the end, there's three options: whether to control them, synthesis, and destruction. I didn't choose destruction not one time. I played the game like 15 times, and not once I picked destruction, because obviously it would destroy the Gets, ED, and sometimes even you. But the change was like he would survive only if you destroy them. The theory surrounds where if you select the controlling option. So the three options I said, the controlling is giving every control of your body and your mind to the Reapers. You would have consciousness, but you would not know how to use it. So that's the thing. But the problem is the fans thought that was indoctrination. So Shepard would be indoctrinated when he goes up there to make a decision, and the controlling option is losing to the Reapers, and the synthesis option is like literally giving yourself to the Reapers. So you're pretty much saying, okay, here you are, you won this time. And destruction is the only option that says like, no, I'm over your indoctrination and I'm gonna kill you all. So these are the three decisions, and it changes your entire perspective, right? For now, like for in my perspective, the controlling option is pretty much you would control the Reapers, but you wouldn't know anything about their life, they wouldn't help you. But that was the game, that was the in-game, the developers said like when you choose synthesis, you would like get all the information about the previous civilizations that survived or that were killed by the Reapers. So like 50,000 cycles of like how many cycles of Reaper invasions would explain to you what are the civilization developed on. So that would help you, and they would also help you, the Reapers would also help you. And it was like a bridge between organic and synthetic, and organic would know everything that the synthetic feels, and the synthetic would finally know how the organic feels emotions. So it was a perfect bridge, and that was my perspective. If you destroy them, then there is no point of like contention of doing this. But that's my thought, that was my thought. But then again, this theory kind of like switched it around, like I'm now thinking like in a different way. Synthesis is like their way of getting everything done, like every option, every cycle they come and then they switch your organic into synthetic, and that's what that option is all about. And controlling is pretty much giving them the ability to kill you and then move off, and destruction is the only option that can able to get you out of indoctrination. And that's why actually you survive in the game. Like if you chose that option, that's the only way you can escape, you can be alive in the game. So that's also a thing. I don't know. Obviously, they cut it off. Like they said, like they're not gonna going back there. They're constantly concentrating on the story of Mass Effect and Andromeda, obviously. So, but this is cool for me because obviously I don't know if you guys know about this stuff, but indoctrination theory is a well-known theory in the gaming industry, and that controversial ending was a little bit abated by this theory. But it's all fine and good. It's all fine and good. It's all fun about to speculate, right? And my speculation is all about, right? If he survived, how would he escape? Who would escape? Make him, come out of the trouble. Take him home and stuff like that. I want to speculate about that. So that's my idea. If they make, I want to see a game where like it's not your entire 100% production, 40 million 5 years development. Not like that. A short game for Mass Effect series, like they go back to, for example, it's like a filler movie in Star Wars, like for example Star Wars 4 5 6 came out, and 1 2 3 came out, and then there was like a gap between that and the story, and they kind of made Rogue One to fill in that gap in between 3 and 4. So I need a filler like that, like Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect Andromeda is entirely different, so that's not going to come as an issue. But they can go back to Mass Effect 3 either by a DLC. That would be fine. That's what like DLC is, what like your filler instead of like your entire any game. So for example, they can go to Mass Effect 3, create a DLC, like they created Citadel DLC after the game's end, like for 3 or 4 months later they can create it now. They're not going to release any Mass Effect Andromeda's DLC, so fans are really pissed. So they can go back and do this one, like Mass Effect 3 DLC. For example, they discovered that Shepard is alive, so you have to play the game again to get the second the destruction decision, and you made that decision, and you select your Shepard on the rubble, and then you bring him out alive, and that's kind of a mission. And then when you come back alive, you see what are the things that have been changed, and you would come to know like there is an Andromeda initiative that has been happening, so you can go back there or stuff like that. If that happens, obviously fans will be pissed because their decision is not being commensurated. But if that happens, then you can make the DLC into like every choice matters. So if you made this choice, then it would happen. So stuff like that, they can go back to that DLC, because obviously Andromeda didn't get the reception that they wanted, and they're not going to make any DLCs. Instead of redeeming themselves with a new game, again it's going to take some time. Fans can forget, but fans won't forget. This is gaming industry. We can forget the normal things, but not this one. So the hurt is real. So they can go back to this, and they can change it up. And if they do that, fans will really be happy. Even some of them will be pissed, but they will be playing the game obviously again. So you would get some face time with that, and they would be happy about the fact, this franchise again, and then they would come back to this franchise when you create a new game. So I don't know. Let's see. This is my speculation, guys. The indoctrination theory and my own take on how can they improve upon the franchise. Creating a new game again is going to take like 4 years, 40 million. A lot of things are going to be going wrong because they're still affiliated with EA, and EA rushes through games, pushes them before they are finished. They are a little bit of a monster in the gaming industry. So with them in charge, it's going to be really hard for BioWare to create a game that is heartfelt like Mass Effect trilogy. So they can go back to Mass Effect 3, they can create a DLC for it, and then they can make the fans. It's a easy job, a relatively easy job, because the graphic engine is really different, and it's easy to make a DLC rather than a full game. So the production value would be low as well. So I don't know. Let's see. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel for everything that is gaming, and thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.